Hey, good day, folks. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I welcome you to Kokomo, Indiana. Now, little old, let me think. I want to say uh, a little over a couple of years ago, I made a video of Kokomo, Indiana. I just wanted to do Kokomo, Indiana again, except this time. Now that I run my channel a little differently than I did back when I did Kokomo, Indiana the first time, I just wanted to come back with another Kokomo, Indiana video. This time, rather than doing Kokomo during the winter, I thought I would do it right now during the fall. That way you guys can see all the beautiful colors of fall on this video of Kokomo. I'm gonna let you guys know right now that there's gonna be a second video of Kokomo. So you're not gonna see all of Kokomo on this video. There will be a second one. And on this video, I'm gonna share some information about Kokomo, which I feel some of you will appreciate, and some of you this information might be helpful in case you're considering moving to Kokomo. So let's get going. Kokomo, Indiana is located towards the central part of Indiana. It is located in Howard County, 65 miles north of Indianapolis. Kokomo, Indiana is 40 miles south of here. And also within that 40-mile driving range, you also got Fishers and Noblesville and Westfield, Indiana, all located in Hamilton County. And Hamilton County is basically a suburban county, one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest counties in the state of Indiana. So Kokomo has got a population of 59,604 people. It has experienced a 31.1% population growth since as of the 2020 census. Now, there was a time where this city was actually, now sometimes when I think of Kokomo, Indiana, I like to compare it to Anderson, Indiana. Now, back in 2010, the population of Kokomo was actually smaller than Anderson. It was actually 10,000 people smaller than Anderson back in 2010, because back in 2010, the population of Kokomo was 45,468 people. And back then, the city was actually losing people. As we're now, as I told you a second ago, the city has gained a whopping 31.1% of its population. And some people credit the population gain. Some people credit the Chrysler plant for being the cause of the population gain from 2010 to 2020 census. And also, I think in more recent times, within the last 10 years, there's also a Honda plant that's here in Kokomo, I believe. Now, yeah, I think there's a Honda plant that's here. I think so. But there's definitely a Chrysler plant that's here. And Kokomo, Indiana, like many other cities of this size, it's not a perfect place to live. You're going to have your issues here. You're going to have your fair share of undesirables that live here. Just like many other cities right about now, you do have a sizable homeless population here. And while I was recording this video, I did see a couple of people that were walking in the downtown area that looked like they were on something. They looked like they were abusing illegal substances fairly heavy. And also, Kokomo does have a past that I'm pretty sure the city is not proud of. In the past I'm talking about is the KKK. Now, someone told me several years back that the KKK was still active in Kokomo. Now, I don't know how true that is today. Now, I do know that back in the days, the Klan was fairly active in Kokomo, just like they were in some of your other cities that are close by here, such as Tipton, Elwood, and Alexandria. The Klan was active here in Kokomo as well. Now, as far as how active they are today here in Kokomo, if at all, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. But anyhow, this city was named after the Miami Native American chief. His name was Chief Kokomo. Now, during the railroad era, Kokomo was connected to Indianapolis and other cities to the east, causing the initial growth of the city and close by areas. In close by areas. The rail line eventually was extended to Peru, Indiana, and Michigan City, Indiana, which I got Peru and Michigan City on this channel. So feel free to jump on this channel and watch those two videos. And later, the railroad connected to parts of the farther east of the United States. Now, Kokomo was also one of those cities that benefited significantly from the Indiana natural gas boom of the late 19th century. Now, and another thing about Kokomo is Kokomo was and in fact still is a industrial city. It's a blue collar industrial city. In fact, one of the largest industry here in Kokomo still is the auto industry. Now, the auto industry began here in the late 19th century. Kokomo was known as a city of first due to its achievements in technology, mainly in the auto industry, as well as in the food industry. In 1928, the Kemp Brothers Canning Company, the CEO being Walter Kemp, made the first canned tomato juice due to the request of a local physician at the time in need of baby food for his clinic. Kokomo is also home of the first mechanical corn picker that was invented by John Powell in the early 1920s. The first Ponderosa Steakhouse was here. It opened up in 1965. The first McDonald's with a diner inside opened here. It was called McDiner. That is spelled M lowercase c, capital case D, I, one N, and ER. But due to the poor performance of that business, McDiner was closed down and the building was converted back into a regular McDonald's. In 1894, Elwood Hines, hint hint, the name of Elwood, Indiana was named after Elwood Hines. So yeah, in 1894, Elwood Hines invented the horseless carriage. In 1912, he also invented stainless steel tableware. 1845, the first aluminum casting was developed by William Billy Johnson. 1938, the first button push radio was created by the company Delco, which was here in Kokomo, Indiana. Now, there's more inventions that originated here from Kokomo, but just for the sake of not making the video too long, I'm going to just stick with those. Now, as far as some of your major city employers of today, like I told you guys earlier, you got the Chrysler plant. You also have Borg Warner, which is automotive and e-mobility, which is an automotive and e-mobility supplier. You got GM Components Holding, which produces GM auto components. You got Heinz International. You got Holder Mattress, and you got Coca-Cola. Those are some of your major employers here in Kokomo. But as I told you earlier, the vast majority of the industry that's here in Kokomo is connected to the auto industry one way or another. And then of course, if you drive, I want to say an hour or so down the street, you have a company called Elsa. I used to work for them. I mean, they produce parts for Honda, Toyota, and I want to say Nissan and Mazda. Now, as far as things to do in Kokomo, there's plenty of things to do, plenty of restaurants to go eat at, plenty of places to go grab you a drink. But I'm not going to name every little thing there is to do. I'm just going to just stick with a few. So a few things you can get into in Kokomo will be the Heinz Apperson Festival, which happens during the weekend of the 4th of July. You also got the Weber Fest at Foster Park. I don't know when that goes on, but it does go on sometime in the year. You also got the Gravity Trampoline Park, the Kokomo Beach Family Aquatic Center. I'm assuming that's going to be open during the warmer months of the year. You have the Kokomo Country Palace. So if you're into country music and you're too broke to move to Nashville, or you live here in Indiana and your money is low, so you're too broke to even go to the Grand Opera, you can go check out the Kokomo Country Palace instead. You also got the Kokomo Opalucent Glass Factory. I mean, they do have tours. You can go there, you can get a tour, you can see how glass is made, and they even sell glass that you can purchase there as well. And as far as it goes for the sports venue in Kokomo, you got the Highland Park Stadium, the Kokomo Municipal Stadium as well. You got the Kokomo Speedway, the Memorial Gymnasium, the Wildcat Creek Soccer Complex, and the Student Activities and Event Center. Now, Kokomo also has several different walking trails for those of you that love to walk. Or maybe you're looking for a place to get a good jog in. You got the Wildcat Creek Walking Trail. It's called the Wild Creek Walk of Excellence. And also in that area, you also have a golf course. Now the trail, however, it's a 3-mile trail. You got the Industrial Heritage, which is a 5.7-mile trail. You got the Nickel Plate, you got the Cloverleaf Trail as well. And as far as it goes for further education, you got other than the Ivy Tech Community College, you also have the university. You also have IU Kokomo, and you also got the Purdue Polytechnic Institution in Kokomo. And as far as it goes for the city infrastructure, now Kokomo does have a municipal airport, and you also have the Kokomo City Line Trolley, which runs from 6:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night. And as far as it goes for your medical facilities, you got the St. Vincent Hospital of Kokomo. You also got the Community Howard Regional Health. Now, on a side note, I understand that every St. Vincent hospital is different from one another, but I would say, just speaking in general, St. Vincent Hospital does not appear to have the best reputation. I mean, according to a few people that went to St. Vincent that I spoke to, they didn't really care for St. Vincent too much. So, I mean, I heard negative stuff about St. Vincent on 86th Street in Indianapolis. I also heard negative stuff about St. Vincent and Anderson. So, I guess if you gotta go to St. Vincent, you do what you gotta do. But I thought I would throw that out there for those of you that are watching this video and you're wanting to move here to Kokomo, Indiana. Now, I'm assuming that Community Howard Regional Health is probably connected to the Community Hospital. Is connected to Community Hospital. Now, me personally, I dealt with Community. I like Community. I think they provide a decent service. I think they provide decent service. So, if I were living in Kokomo and I needed to go to the hospital, I'd rather do Community Howard Regional as opposed to St. Vincent, but that's my opinion. And as far as some of the highways that services Kokomo, you got US Highway 31, which travels north and south. If you go north, you'll end up in South Bend. If you go south, you'll end up in Indianapolis. You got US 35, which also goes north and south. If you go north, you'll end up in Loganport. You go south, you end up in Muncie. You got Indiana 19. You go north, you'll end up at the Kokomo Reservoir. You go south, you'll end up in Tipton. You got Indiana 22, which goes east to west. If you go west, you'll end up in Burlington. If you go east, you'll end up in Hartford City. And you also got Indiana 26, which is also east to west. If you go west, you'll end up in Lafayette. If you go east, you'll end up in Hartford City. And as far as it goes for shopping, of course, you got a whole plethora of places to go shopping at for clothes or whatever it is you want to go shopping for. But you have the Markland Mall, and you also got the Kokomo Town Center. Those are your two larger shopping centers. And if you're still watching this video, you're still thinking about moving to Kokomo, well, as far as it goes for crime, apparently there's 9%. Violent crime is 9% above national average, which is not bad for violent crime. And property crime is 34% above national average, which is not the best in the world, but it's not the worst in the world. Now, I remember when I made my last video of Kokomo, there were people in the comment section on those videos that I made about 3 years ago of Kokomo, of how bad Kokomo was, how crime infested it was, how ghetto it was, how a bunch of people were on illegal substances. And I will say that the crime in Kokomo has increased a little bit, as it has in many cities of its size. Kokomo being a growing city, there's been a couple of people that live in Kokomo that they tell me that the crime has increased significantly. So the crime numbers I read, I'm not completely sure how accurate they are. I did not get a chance to stop by to talk to nobody in Kokomo on this particular video, but between the time I recorded my last video to now, I talked to a couple of people here and there, and they all tell me that the crime here has gotten worse. In fact, there's been several times that Kokomo even made the local news. Because, I mean, and the kind of crimes I'm talking about both property and violent. I mean, you know, there's been shootings here. There's been plenty of stealing. There's been a fair amount of crimes that are illegal substance related. So, Kokomo, as I told you at the beginning of the video, Kokomo does not go without its issues. Now, if you still want to live here in Kokomo, your median rent prices will go from $650 to $1,250 a month. Your home prices, the median home price here is $137,000. Now, if you want to, I would say if you're looking for something decent on the low end, I wouldn't go much below 120. Because you go much below 120, either A, you're going to end up in one of the less desirable areas of the city, or B, the house is going to need a little bit of TLC. Now, just for the record, from what I've heard people tell me when it comes to some of your less desirable areas of Kokomo, I want to say the southeast side of Kokomo, or it's either the southeast side of Kokomo or it's the east side of Kokomo. One of those two, or maybe both, are the areas of Kokomo where, if you're looking to move to Kokomo, those are the areas that people have told me to not move to. And as far as my 2 cents about Kokomo, I mean, I think Kokomo is an okay city. I mean, Kokomo reminds me a lot of Anderson, which, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it does remind me a lot of Anderson. Now, like many cities of its size, you got the better part of the city, and you got the not so good part of the city, and then you have all your neighborhoods that are somewhere in the middle. So I would say with Kokomo, if you're looking for a small city to reside in that has all your basic amenities and maybe a few extras, this could be a good place to live. I mean, I would say within just a little bit over an hour, you can be in Indianapolis, which is going to be the closest metro area to here. Under an hour from here, you've got Hamilton County. So I don't think Kokomo is a bad place to live. I mean, like I told you guys, it's not perfect. Nowhere is going to be perfect. So I would say if you have at least that $120,000 or more to drop on a house, Kokomo could be a very good place for you to live if this is the type of city you're looking for. And that's all I gotta say. I can't think of anything else to say. So enjoy the rest of the video and stay blessed, and I'll see you guys on the next one.